So we're just going to come to an easy seat. So cross-legged if that's comfortable. Do bring in any cushions or blankets. So if you like to sit on cushions or blocks or blankets to help you feel comfortable, feel free to gather those things. So we're just getting settled upon the earth. We're letting our sit bones root into the ground. Rest the hands wherever you like. And we're just thinking about, from those roots upon the earth, we're just rising tall through the spine, as if our little shining crown is shining up towards the sunlight or the moonlight, depending on what time it is for you. And perhaps we'll just close the eyes for a moment and just take a little time to breathe and settle. And take as long as you like to settle. If you realize you've forgotten something, feel free to gather it. I'm still letting people in through the waiting room, so don't worry if you just want to take a little time to gather your things and get settled. And just as we take our time to settle here and to breathe, I will just read you an incredibly short section from Yoga for Witches, just about this time. So from Samhain to Yule, from Samhain to the winter solstice, it can be a time to surrender, to explore ways, explore ways to release safely through movement, to practice letting go and embrace the art of surrender and rest. So surrender and rest is going to be our gentle theme for our practice tonight. So maybe we surrender any busy thoughts, any stresses or worries we envisage. We are just placing them at the side of the room. Or set the intention that we will seek to let them go, even if we're not able to let them go straight away. Maybe we surrender any tensions or tightnesses we feel within the body into the earth. We might have areas of tension or tightness from exercise, from sitting at our desk. Areas where we're holding anxiety or stress. Sometimes we can feel that within our bellies, within our shoulders. So just an idea that we are letting those spaces go as we seek just to find a little peace in our easy seat. A chance to connect perhaps to a sense of easefulness, unhurriedness that we can carry through our practice. Beautiful. So if you've got the eyes closed, we'll gently open them here. Lovely. We're just going to take a little spiral twist here. I'll attempt to mirror you. So we'll take the right hand on the outside of left knee, left hand on the earth behind you. We're just going to use the hands to create a little spiral twist through the spine as we gaze. Maybe to the side of the room, maybe to the back of the room, whatever feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, we'll unravel. We'll take it round to the other side. And then as we come back to center, we're just going to do real simple, we're going to do shoulder rolls. So we're just going to bring them up to the ears and roll them away. And you can do both at the same time, or you can do a little shimmy shoo, a little shrug. This is just a way to, again, that idea that we kind of gather tension around the shoulders. We kind of hold ourselves a little bit, kind of like this if we're feeling threatened, if we're feeling frustrated, even if we're feeling cold, we kind of wrap ourselves up. So this is just a little conscious release of any of those things that might be dwelling within our shoulders. Beautiful. Maybe just one more roll. We'll let the shoulders hang heavy. Beautiful. So from here, what we're going to do, we're going to rock over the knees and we're going to journey to a wide knee child's pose. So our big toes are going to be together to touch. Knees as wide as feels comfortable for you. I just had a little click there. What we'll do from here is we'll reach the hands forward and we're going to rest the forehead upon the earth. Take your time. I consider child's pose to be quite the treat, so you can come into any child's pose you like. So if you like to have a bolster or cushions, feel free to bring them in as needed. That idea of finding our grounding, our connection to the earth. I think it's particularly nice to do that with our lovely child's pose, because our heart, our head, our third eye space, it's all looking towards the earth, connected to the earth. And again, that beautiful idea of surrendering things down to the earth. So as our head rests upon the earth, if we have any busy thoughts, any worries, maybe we envisage that we're just pouring out any busy thoughts towards the earth. If there's any tensions within our heart or chest, we're pouring them out into the earth, grounding them. Or just enjoying a little chance to be still. We'll take a few more lovely breaths in our child's pose. As always, you can readjust, you can wiggle if you want to, taking as long as we need to find our place or our journey through a pose. And then from our lovely child's pose, what we're going to do is we're just going to come up onto our forearms just so that we can kind of lift the head gently and just create a little bit of space. What we're going to do from here is come into another gentle stretch for the shoulder. We're going to do it from our child's pose, but we're just lifting up a little so that we can see what's going on. What we're going to do with our left hand, the palm shining upwards, we're going to thread the left hand underneath the right armpit and lay the left shoulder and the left side of the head upon the earth. So we've got the left arm long, and the right hand can be reaching to the top of the mat. You can just let it be restful on the ground. Beautiful. So this isn't a super strong stretch, so it doesn't matter if you're not feeling this in a very strong kind of way. It is nice for finding a little bit of space in the shoulders, which is always good if we've gathered tension there. So just as in the child's pose, we'll give ourselves a little time to settle. And we'll take a peaceful pause within this place. Beautiful. So when you're ready, we're just going to journey to the other side. So we might just gently unravel. And then it's the right hand we're going to thread underneath left armpit. And the right shoulder, the right side of the head come to earth. Excellent. And we'll just take our time to settle here. And then once again, we'll just gently unravel. And what we'll do is we'll just come to a tabletop position. So we'll bring the hips and knees in line. We've got the shoulders directly above the wrists. We've just got this tabletop position here. And then we're just going to move through some cat and cow movements. So on our inhale, we're going to flex the spine in, tailbone and crown shine to the sky. On the exhale, we're going to flex the spine out, tailbone and crown shine to the earth. So on the inhale, we flex inwards. And on the exhale, we flex outwards. And we're just going to roll through in our own time. So you don't have to synchronize with anybody else. We're just finding our rhythm to get a lovely bit of movement and flexion within the spine. And that lovely little union of breath and movement together. Beautiful. So let's take one more flexion inwards and one more flexion outwards. And just when you're ready, we'll come back to a neutral spine. So we're coming back to that tabletop for a moment. And then from here, what we'll do, we're going to come into our puppy dog pose. So we're going to leave the hips directly above the knees. We're just going to walk the hands forward. You can have the arms straight or the elbows soft if you prefer. And then we're either resting the forehead or the heart and chin upon the earth. So whatever feels more comfortable for you and your shoulders. We're creating like a little door wedge kind of shape here. This is the puppy dog, also known as heart melting pose. The idea of surrendering the heart towards the earth. We'll take just a few more breaths here if that's comfortable for you. And then as we gently soften through the shoulders, we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders for a moment. And then what we'll do from here is we'll bring the bum to the earth. We're going to sweep the legs around. We're going to send them long along the earth. So with our lovely tall spines, we look like a capital L shape. And then from here, what we'll do is we're going to hinge from our hips, and we're just going to send the hands along the legs, and the hands can rest wherever you like. So they can rest on the earth, they can rest on the feet or the legs. We'll let the head hang heavy. Lovely, lovely. You can bring as much softness in the knees as you like to feel more comfortable here. Finding our little place of peace, or perhaps we can surrender into the pose. From here, we'll gently rise, so we're coming back to upright, lovely. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to the ground. So we'll soften through the knees, soles of the feet upon the earth, and we're going to lay down upon the ground, settle upon the earth. And if it's comfortable, we'll take the arms out wide, like we're making a T shape or a cross upon the earth. Or you can be like a cactus if you prefer, or you can even rest the hands on the body if that's more comfortable. So whatever works for you. So we're letting the spine, the shoulders settle into the earth. And from here, what we'll do is we'll just let the knees fall over to the right, and the gaze is going to go over to the left. So we're creating this supine twist through the body. Feel free, if you wish to bring in cushions, you can bring some cushions underneath the knees, just to soften the twist a little. Then when you feel ready, we're just going to journey to the other side. So we'll just take the knees over to the left, the gaze to the right. Just giving ourselves time to settle into this passive twist. So once we're kind of settled and comfortable, we can just surrender to gravity. And surrender to the earth. Beautiful. So from here, we'll bring the knees and the gaze back up to the side, up to the sky. And then what we'll do is we're going to hug the knees in towards us. So we're creating a little tuck here. And if you want to have a little wiggle or a shimmy, feel free to have a little wiggle and a shimmy. Any freestyle or intuitive movement, always lovely. And just when you feel ready to do so, we're going to journey into happy baby. So we're going to draw the knees wide and down as if we're drawing them in towards the armpits. And if it's comfortable, we'll shine the soles skywards, and we'll take hold of the toes, the outside edges of the feet, the ankles, if you prefer, or even You can just let the feet drop and hold the knees if you want something a little more gentle. It still has that wideness of hip. And then from here, we can hang out in stillness if we like, or we can do that little sway side to side, that little gentle rock and roll. And we'll take a few breaths wherever we wish to be for our lovely, happy baby. Beautiful. So from here, what we'll do is we'll bring the feet and the knees back together. We're going to release the soles of the feet to the earth. From here, we're going to rest the hands upon the body, so on the heart or the belly or the hips. We're going to let the soles of the feet come together and let the knees fall out either side like a butterfly. As we settle upon the earth in another lovely passive pose, we're gently opening through the hips and the inner thighs. If at any point it feels too much, you can bring those cushions back in underneath the knees. But perhaps this is a lovely place to close the eyes and just feel the breath underneath the hands, the rise and fall. We'll take a few more breaths here. And then what we'll do is we're just going to take a stretch here. So we're just going to send the legs long along the ground and the arms long overhead. We're just going to have a long stretch with a little wiggle and a shimmy if we like, just creating a little space through the body. Beautiful. So gorgeous stretch. And then when you're ready, what we'll do is we'll bring the arms alongside the body and we're going to take a moment to get ready for our Shavasana, our relaxation and meditation time. So if for you, that might mean gathering a blanket or putting on woolly socks, feel free to take a moment to do as you wish to get cozy and restful. You guys will be laying upon the earth. I'll just be seated because it's easier for me to talk to you this way. But also you can do your Shavasana from any place you wish. So you might want to be flat on the ground. You can have the knees bent if you prefer, or any other place you wish to be. As long as you feel happy and supported, it doesn't matter. And as in our own time, we settle upon the earth, we might gently close the eyes. And just as we began our practice with that idea simply of surrendering to rest, to let go of any tensions or tightnesses held within the body, the muscles, the joints, and the bones. To let go of the busy thoughts. To release any noises or busyness of the world. And just allowing ourselves a few precious moments, a precious minute or two, just to connect to our own sense of inner calm and inner quiet, our own personal sanctuary within. And so, my beautiful yogis, perhaps the next inhale is a little longer, a little deeper than the last. Maybe we take a little wiggle of fingers and toes, or any luxurious twist or stretch that feels nice for us as we begin to very gently bring our awareness back to the room and back to the day. With no rush, and maybe eyes still closed for a moment more. We'll gently bend the knees and we can put the soles of the feet on the floor. You can roll onto one side if you wish for a few easeful breaths in that little yogi recovery pose. And just whenever you feel ready, we'll just come back to the place we started, that easy seat. Sukhasana, sweet seat or easy seat. Just to sit for a moment more with perhaps this sense of calm or peace or quiet or restfulness that we've nurtured and nourished just a little in our time together today. We might hold it within our bodies or our heart or our breath and seek to carry it out into the rest of our day and week. And then to finish our practice today, what we'll do is we'll take a nice deep inhale. We're going to float the hands skywards. We'll bring the palms together and we're just going to exhale the hands to heart center in prayer. From here, we can gently open the eyes, and to ourselves and each other, we say namaste. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.